A friendship doesn't have enough cushion to survive a busted iPad. Traveling technician Michael Tillman is suing his friend for an iPad and laptop. Defendant Devlin Clark says it was an accident. Now it's Joe time.
Let's see, Mr. Tillman, you're suing Mr. Clark. It would seem that December 4th year last, the two of you were hanging out in the bathroom smoking cigarettes when you decided to step outside. Your iPad, which was on the sink countertop, was knocked off by the defendant. You say the defendant also broke your 15-inch MacBook Pro.
Yes, Your Honor.
Year preceding, still is not paid for that. You say that, again, that was the result of his negligence or ineptitude. Your defense, sir, is that it was an accident.
Yes.
And that the only reason you touched the iPad before it fell and was broken is because the plaintiff asked you to pick it up for him and you dropped it by accident.
Yes.
Okay. You first. Mr. Tillman.
Yes, Your Honor. I'd like to explain how I know Devlin first is through my mother. I met him when I first moved to New York in 2003. We've been mutual friends, you know, of each other for a while. We have a few other friends in common also that he introduced me to. The point is, he shows up to my house on New Year's after me not seeing him for a few months. It's actually the day before New Year's. And I haven't seen him in a while, so we were a little excited. I'm like, you know, what's up, where you been? How are things going? And he's like, okay, you know, he wanted to get drunk. And I'm like, okay, that sounds like something that I want to do too. You know, it's New Year's Day, so I'm like, let's do that then. Let's go get drunk. So we go to the liquor store and get 3 bottles of alcohol. And return back home, and he started to drink. I had one drink and fell asleep before 12 o'clock. And I'm not even sure what he ended up doing that night. I do know when I woke up the next morning, I had something I call my morning meds. That's a group of stuff that I need to do in the morning before I'm able to do anything else. And it's on my iPad, usually where I do it, or from the computer. And it's checking emails and different things of that nature. So I wake up and I grab my iPad and I go to the bathroom. Someone's in there. I knock on the door. He's in there. I'm asking him, "Are you using the restroom?" He's like, "No." I walk in. You know, we usually sit in the bathroom and smoke cigarettes. I'm a single parent of 2 kids, 2 and 6-year-olds, so I don't smoke around them. I walked out of the bathroom. Well, walked into the bathroom and I'm like, oh, I said, oh, I forgot my cigarettes. So I laid my iPad on the sink and I went and got the cigarettes. It was literally 5 seconds. It was in the room right outside of the restroom. Come back in and I pick my iPad up and I go to, you know, finish what I was doing, and something seemed a little odd. I didn't realize it at first. And then I'm like, I look over at him like, you broke my iPad. And he's like, he's just sitting there looking stupid. And I'm like, say something. And he's like, I'm like, don't even sit and tell me that you didn't break it because I'm pretty, you know, what else could have happened to it? And then he confessed, he's like, okay, yeah, I did break it, but he already knows that he cannot touch my stuff. Ever since he broke the MacBook, and it was over. Like, he can't touch anything of mine. So, you know, I kept asking Mr. Clark, I was like, you're gonna have to pay for this, I want my money for this. And he's like, all right, I'm gonna get it. I'm like, yeah, but this is not gonna work like with the MacBook. Like, you've been owing me that money for a year. I'm like, I want my money and I want it like soon. Now, how are you gonna get my money? He's like, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get the job and this and that. I'm like, no, it won't work. I was expecting him to go loan the money from somebody or something. That never happened. Mr. Clark still every day is telling me the same thing. Oh, I'm gonna get your money. And then I tell him, like, I'm gonna sue you if you don't start making a better effort, because I don't know what to do. And he left my house and didn't come back. I ended up like catching him somewhere 5 days later or whatever. And I'm like, I filed a small claims suit against you. And he just looked at me like I had 2 heads. And when he came to my house, he saw that I wasn't lying, that I really had done it. And he's like, well, we've been friends for X amount of time. Why would you be suing me? And I'm like, friends don't have anything to do with that $500 and something iPad, because I had to work to pay for that, you know. That was a lot of money. That was a lot of hours I had to go to work for that. I don't like to go to work. I'm just saying, I do it because I need to make a living, you know. So I go to work, but it's not something I want to get up and go do. So I mean, if I could have free iPad, then be it. So
Well,
I
he
think you
seems
should
to
pay
be
for it.
unemployed and he doesn't go to work, but I mean, at least you seem to have the wherewithal character-wise to get up and go.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let's go to the defendant. All right.
Okay. I went to pick it up because it was like kind of like at the edge, and when I went to pick it up, it slipped out my hand and hit the floor.
Why did you want to pick it up?
Because I was trying to see what time it was, and there was no time in the bathroom. Ain't no clock in the bathroom, so I had to pick it up.
I have one here. Do you think I'm going to open this thing up to see what time we are facing right now, or am I going to look at my watch, you know?
Well, I don't have a watch, Your Honor.
But his phone was in his lap.
My phone was dead at the time.
Well, he needed to know the time to figure out how much time he was not missing by not being employed and having absolutely nothing to do. What about the Mac product? How did you manage to break that?
Well, my little cousin was playing. Well, it was playing with his kids, and they was all playing around, and I was sitting on top of the stairs, and they was playing around, and one of the kids was playing around. They hit me in the back of my leg, and then I was sitting at the top of the stairs. So I went to brace my fall when I felt like myself was about to fall down the stairs. So I grabbed onto the wall and I had the MacBook Pro in my hand, and when I went down, almost fell. I grabbed the wall, and the MacBook slipped out my hands, and down the stairs it went.
Have you ever thought of securing employment by simply writing up some of your personal episodes and submitting them as proposed sitcom episodes?
No, Your Honor.
We'll be right back with Judge Joe Brown. We're back with Judge Joe Brown. The plaintiff in this case says he took his iPad into the bathroom on a smoking break with a friend. He says he went out for a minute and returned to busted belongings and a guilty-looking friend. Let's get back to the courtroom.
Please continue.
Well, my issue, Your Honor, was that he wasn't supposed to move it. I have a very large desk, and a 15-inch MacBook is too big to walk around with. He wants to walk around and be on MySpace or whatever, and I'm telling him, it's 15 inches, leave it on the desk. He gets up and walks. If you wouldn't have got up and walked around, then the kid's couldn't have bumped into you. I mean, I need stuff like this for work, so I mean, I have a computer and I have my little portable devices. I'm a technician, and my kids know better. I shouldn't have to be on his back more than I'm on my kid's back. I'm like, sit down and leave my stuff alone.
Clumsy.
Clumsy don't have anything to do with following directions. If I say no, don't touch that, that's what it means. It's not, okay, Mr. Clark, be nice now. Don't touch my stuff. I don't want to tell you again. Like, you're a grown man.
It was an accident. We friends. Come
Yes,
on
but
now.
the bottom line is you didn't bump into it. You say you actually attempted to take control of it.
Yeah, but still, we've been
dropped
friends
it.
for so how long? It shouldn't be suing me over no petty merchandise.
Go get my money and I won't. It's just that simple. I want.
You know, there is a thing called depreciation.
He doesn't have that, Your Honor.
I'm saying for you, there's a thing called depreciation.
Oh, you said depreciation. I'm sorry.
We have to talk about the property value of the thing that was destroyed. And it ain't. No.
But, Your Honor, see, but it's, I can laugh now, but I wasn't laughing then, so I was Your Honor, I was very upset. I mean, just take a look at those spider webs all across that screen. That hurt me to my heart. This thing was probably less than a month old when he did that.
It was a tender, sweet little iPad that was doing so well with all of its apps and doing its thing, and you were checking business and doing what you can do with it, and now it's dead. That's terminal, man. Focus, you know, like get a good grip on something. Yeah. 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 Ah. All that little light, you know.
Right.
Your award will be $2,000 in your cost.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
And this courtroom is now in recess.
Was the defendant tried to rid the world of Apple products one device at a time?